Hello everyone and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. Today I'll be covering Tsukishima, the Cacao Society version. I was actually really excited to do this character because Tsukishima is my favorite villain. On top of that, I remember really wanting this character when he first came out because his design and strong attacks all look really cool. I didn't actually end up getting him until just recently though, and I was excited to see whether or not he still held up. Now as always, I started off with a normal attack damage build, and this guy is technically a normal attacking character. I say technically because he has bombardment and a decent berserker, so I guess he was supposed to be a hybrid character. But they gave him a higher than average attack stat and a decent bruiser, which got increased to 50 when he got resurrected, and that's on top of his normal attack damage link. Now I know that any high attacking character that doesn't have flurry gets frowned upon these days, but there are a lot of examples of characters with high bruisers who are still usable. Unfortunately, this Tsukishima doesn't exactly fall under that category. Don't get me wrong, you can use him, and against the Rankars he's great. It's just that against everything else, he's kind of slow. His normal attack string only consists of 3 attacks, and I found myself having to break guards a lot. Now this doesn't mean you can't use them. In fact, under this build I at no point felt like I couldn't get the job done. It's just that it was slow, to the point that I would rather have used somebody else. So yeah, this build's okay, but maybe only against the Rankars. Next up is a strong attack damage / strong attack recharge build, and this character actually has a decent SP, at least for a normal attack character, and a berserker at 40%, plus he's got a full stamina damage link at 16%, so as long as his health is full he's gonna deal a little extra damage. Now unfortunately he's not the kind of character you can spam strong attacks with, because his strong attack 2 is a barrier move, so it takes longer to come back than the others. With that said, they all have decent range, with the beam shot strong attack 1, and an okay range but not full screen strong attack 3. Now as far as usability goes, his strong attack 1 was the most impressive. It came back fastest, and it dealt a decent amount of damage while having pretty good range. Under this build, you do have to use your normal attack because of that strong attack 2, but he's got a 70% normal attack increase on his own, so it wasn't that bad. That said, this build suffers from the same thing as the last one, where at no point did I feel like I was in trouble, but the run itself was pretty slow, since I was doing pretty good damage against the Rankars, but mediocre damage against everything else. So yeah, it's a fun build and a decent one, but again, only against the Rankars and not against anything else. Now finally we have the hybrid build, and I do kinda prefer using this one, since his multipliers and his newly added link kinda lead him towards that direction anyway. Now that said, this character still leans a little bit towards the normal attack damage, but under this build I found myself waiting more for my strong attacks. Not really because they dealt more damage, because honestly it was kind of all the same, but because I had to break guards a lot. Overall it's a usable build and in my opinion the best of the 3, but like the other 2, it suffers from the problem of being really slow if you're going up against anything that isn't an Rankar. Again, it's not a problem to deal with, you will eventually do it, I just feel like it takes a long time to knock enemies out, and that's why again, you should only really use this guy if you're going against the Rankars. So there you have it. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. Like I said, I never really used this guy because I only recently got him, but I was expecting a little more, especially since he could inflict weakening on everything except for his strong attack 2, which does kind of help with the damage, but at the end of the day, it still took me just over 3 minutes to finish each of these runs. He is still a usable character though, since the runs themselves were actually pretty easy, he's just slow.
あらゆる手を尽くしてあなたを守ると誓いましょう。さあ、行きますよ。
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other characters you want to see in the rewind.